Hey there, I'm Emgris, I'm from Russia, and today in Moscow it's 36, now 35 degrees, and it's really hot here. And you know what? We actually have a traditional Russian soup for this kind of hot weather. And you probably know gazpacho, the tomato, I think, Italian soup. There is also svikolnik. Svikolnik is I think, Ukrainian and even Russian soup made out of beetroot that is also cold. Also in Lithuanian they have the beetroot soup out of beetroot that is also cold. And in Russia we have Okroshka. And if you name Okroshka to any Russian, he will feel something really warm inside him, because it is something from his childhood, because like every Soviet family had Okroshka in their family. The recipes are might be a little bit different, but in general Okroshka is a cold soup for really hot summer weather, when you can't eat anything hot, when you don't want to eat borscht and you don't want to eat anything, but you have to. Do you remember my New Year's video when I was making olivier? Olivier is a traditional Russian salad, and Okroshka is really similar to that, because we have a lot of similar ingredients. And if you haven't seen my New Year's video, have a look at it, I will link it here. So olivier is something like dry Okroshka, but let's leave olivier beside and talk about Okroshka. So what the Okroshka is made out of? Basically everything that we have here. We have the sausage that is minced. That's not salami, because salami is a bit different, but it's kolbasa, the Russian kolbasa. It's boiled, it's meat, and it's in a form of a big sausage, basically. I don't know, maybe you have it there in your country, or tell me in the comments, because I always struggle with this word for this thing in English. Then the easiest ingredients, we have potatoes, we have radish, we have eggs, and we have cucumber. Basically that's it. At least that's the recipe that I've known for years. The recipe that my mother made me when I was little. Actually, in different families, the recipe differs, but we'll talk about this a bit later. And the main ingredient is, wait a second. The main ingredient is kvas. Kvas is basically the beverage that is made out of bread and yeast, and you put it together in the water, and it basically makes kvas. So you can say that kvas is a little bit alcoholic. But it's not even mentioned here, because it's like it's considered to be non-alcoholic beverage, and even kids drink it. I mean, in Russia. But when I was talking to my mom about this video, she said that, like, come on, don't mention it. But I think that it's funny that we in Russia have alcoholic soups. And in other versions, and other people that I consider to be barbarians, drink Okroshka with kefir. You probably know kefir. It's also a Russian beverage. And really Russian thing. It's made out of milk, and it's again a little bit alcoholic. So you please don't drink kefir and drive in Russia, because the rules are quite strict. But in the USA, I know that you can drink even beer, so don't even think about that. But so yes, we have kefir and we have kvas, something to make the salad a soup, to make Okroshka out of the salad. So basically kefir is used mainly by southern regions and Ukraine, southern for Moscow and for Russia. And but I prefer kvas. I'm the kvas gal, I can say. I really like potatoes. By the way, I know that I actually don't chop properly because they say that you should chop like putting your fingers like that and then chop. But I have long nails, and basically when I make like put fingers like this, they go inside the product. That's not a good thing, I guess. So the word okroshka comes from the word kрошить, to crumble, to make small pieces. Because basically when you make okroshka, you make a salad, so you crumble and you chop vegetables and make a salad out of them. And they say that actually okroshka was invented in the 18th century. That's kind of a long time ago, but it's also not an ancient recipe. And in many countries they have their own version of cold soup. And actually I made a list out of products that were used during the old times in okroshka. And when I was making this list, I felt like I am back in school with a vocabulary of products, vegetables and meat. So wait a second. So at the beginning they used to add pork, turkey and black cock, and sometimes fish, zander, sturgeon and cod. I actually never heard about the okroshka with fish. And usually we use just this minced meat and not minced meat, sorry, this sausage. And but probably it's because of the Soviet times, because it was easy to get this sausage that consisted mostly of paper, not even meat. But it's like an ongoing joke about that. But now you can find proper sausages and get proper okroshka. But also they used to add turnip and swede to okroshka, also not the okroshka that I know, but it was very interesting to make this research about okroshka. What other job would make me do research like that? By the way, do you know the way how to make eggs peel easier? They say that you should put them in cold water right after they're boiled, and the water should be really cold, like you'd better use ice. And in this case the eggs will peel easier. That's actually the life hack that I know from my parents and grandparents, but actually putting them in ice gives you a much better job. There is one joke that I really like, but it needs to have some explaining. So okroshka in Russian sounds a bit like two words, Okroshka. O like O, and kroshka that means like babe, and so it's like oh babe. And basically the joke is the following: Olivier and Kvas loved each other really badly, and God was upset with them, and he made them apart, and he told that they can meet only on a really hot summer day. And when they meet, Kvas says, "Oh, kroshka," like "oh, babe." That means okroshka. So that's the joke. Let's give it a try. Yes, it's kvas. And by the way, it's fizzy, so you can see it. Let's add some mayo into that. And I also want something a bit spicy, so we are putting mustard. I need some ice. That's not traditional, but it's just really hot here.